Hey headphone people, welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. MrAyrit here, and I did a review. I got a little bit of a different video for you here because I'm not looking at one headphone or two headphones, but we are going to look at 5 different headphones here, all from Koss. So if you take a look, we've got a whole bunch here. We got Porta Pros, Retrospekt, KPH-40s, KST-75s, and KPH-30Is. So kind of this is my big, and I alluded to this when I did the KPH-40 review, that I wanted to do a big comparison with all these Koss headphones so I could kind of give you my impressions of the line, pick my favorite, and then give a bunch of them away because I don't need them all. So just real quick, if you would do me a favor and subscribe and like this video, if you've done those things, and then comment below about, you know, maybe which ones you would want. If you win one, I'm going to be keeping one set for myself, and then I'm going to be giving the rest away. So yeah, go ahead and do that now, and then let's talk about the line here. So you're probably going to want to go look at that you're probably going to want to go look at that KPH-40 review. But because I'm not going to go super in depth into sound here, I'm going to try to make this pretty fast and just do a kind of a quick rapid fire comparison between these. And, you know, because I don't feel like these headphones, right, it's not a situation where you want to over-analyze. You kind of want to pick one or pick two and try them and just pick your favorite, right? They range from about, you know, anywhere from about $15 up to about $40. And obviously I've got some additional pads and things on these as well, so that'd be like, you know, Yaxi pads are like $12, and then I'm using these I can't remember, these little donut pads that I got from AliExpress. They're about like $5 or something like that. So you know, none of it's super expensive, and not worth spending a ton of time just getting in the weeds over, I don't feel like. So here's my impressions. KPH-40s are my favorites, right? These are the ones that come, these are the new ones. They come with kind of a gunmetal steel band, very simple, very nice. I like them with these orange donut pads, which I'll link to below, and I just have them right over top of the regular pads. These, I say, are a laid-back sound. They got a good amount of bass to them, and also a good amount of sparkle, but it's pretty balanced signature overall, but on the more laid back end of things. And I just think that they bring all of what these offer, like the best of it, for me, and kind of put it together. I always was kind of a Porta Pro man before, and the Porta Pros here with purple Yaxi pads on them, you know, they've got this, I like their style. They've been around forever. They kind of fold up, you know, and are really nice and portable. They're not very comfortable with the stock pads, but with the Yaxi pads, they're really comfy. They kind of have this adjustment here where you can adjust them in and out slightly, right? My dog actually got a hold of these, so unfortunately I won't be sending these out to anybody just because my dog chewed them up and they're not in great shape. Otherwise I would. These kind of always were my favorites, but not anymore, right? Like I said, the KPH-40s are now my favorites. I feel like they get like a lot of the best bass and kind of naturalness of the Porta Pros, which is what I really liked about these Porta Pros here. But they have a little bit more sparkle on the top end, so more of like the KST-75 sparkle. So actually, so KPH-40s are my number 1, but actually now my number 2s are the KST-75s. And why I think that is because with this band on them, and this is the band from the Retrospekt, which is kind of a collaboration between Drop and I guess this Retrospekt company, which are like, they maybe kind of like revive vintage type stuff or whatever. One, I like this band the best. It's kind of just like a stainless steel band, and then I've got the donut pads on them without any other pads on there. And these are just the most comfortable. They're so lightweight, like you don't even really know they're on your head. I think they look really cool, and they sound quite nice the deal is these usually come with these clips, right? And you clip them over your ears, and I hate that. And it keeps the driver, for my ears, it keeps them too far away also. So what I found was once I put these donut pads on here and got the drivers closer to my ears, you know, with this band and everything, these actually sound really, really good. Like really clear, pretty natural, a lot of sparkle, a lot of treble energy on these. But you know, that's kind of an interesting sound at this price point when it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. I really like the clarity. So if you're looking for more clarity and a little bit less bass, you could try the KSC 75 setup here. But I do recommend either the KPH40 band or the Retrospekt band on them. And you know, what's cool about all these Koss headphones is like they have this connection system here where it's just kind of like you hook them together. So you can mix and match like a lot of these bands and things, which is pretty neat. So if you get a couple of different sets, you can kind of play around with those combinations. So anyway, KPH40's favorite, KSC 75's next. Again, a little bit less bass when you jump to them, a little bit more treble, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more forward, I would say. So a different enough signature that I could see you warranting owning both of those, certainly. Third place then is now the Porta Pros. Again, I'm just kind of leaning more towards a more clear sound these days, and that's why I think these, their real big downside is they are a darker, kind of muddier headphone. They're still enjoyable, but just don't have the clarity that I'm looking for these days. So they're going to be my third place pick with the Yaxi pads on them, right? Number 4 would be the KPH 30Is. That's these guys. You know, they're cheap. They're about $20. You know, this is the clear version. They're plastic. They're extremely lightweight. I don't find them as comfortable as the KPH 40s, the Porta Pros, or the KSC 75s on the Retrospekt band, but they're still reasonably comfortable. You can put Yaxi pads on these, but you kind of have to like glue them on. They don't fit perfect, so you got to kind of finagle that. But I do think it's worth doing that if this is the sound signature you like. For me, I found these to be a bit lower resolution than the other ones we've talked about thus far, and I just feel like they don't sound quite right. Like their timbre's off a little bit more than these other headphones. They don't sound quite as natural. They seem like they're a W shape, I would say. So, I mean, they've got bass, they've got mids, they've got a little bit of sparkle, not as much as the KSC 75s and not as much bass as the KPH 40 or the Porta Pro, but their mid-range just doesn't sound quite right to me. So, the way I kind of was thinking about it is like, it's emphasizing those different frequencies, but then in between there, I feel like it's just missing information. Kind of like what I was thinking of in my head is like when you're streaming a movie and you see like the blacks, and the blacks will be kind of like all pixelated and lumped together, as opposed to like if you watch like a Blu-ray or something, all of that's clear. That was kind of what was popping into my head when I was listening to the KPH 30s compared to the rest of these. Just like it seemed like there was some stuff missing there. Does it change the overall sound tremendously? No, but it was like I noticed it, like it lacked in certain areas. So it'd be my number 4. And then lastly, my number 5, you just see the drivers here. These are the drivers that come on the Retrospekt. And these are different than the rest of those drivers, which I think is a weird choice that they would like especially make a driver for this. And they sound terrible. Like, that's what's weird, is they could have put any of these other drivers like on this Retrospekt band with some orange pads, and I think you'd be good to go, right? But instead they have this driver that for whatever reason they decided to use. It's a little bit thicker, right? Like, look at this thing. It's I don't know, you know, and it doesn't sound good. It sounds terrible, honestly. Like it's very muffled. It doesn't have hardly any bass. There's almost no treble extension to it. So just like I would say where I feel like the KPH 40s kind of take all the best things of all these Koss headphones and put it into one, I would say these Retrospekts take all of like the worst things and put them together into a headphone. So the only reason I would buy that Retrospekt is just to get the band, you know, and I think it was $20. So for a nice band like that, like, I was happy to pay it, just to try it out, honestly, to throw it in this mix. So that is, that's it. That's the big review, or the big comparison of all these. So again, my ranking in order is KPH 40s, KSC 75s with the donut pads and the Retrospekt band, Porta Pros with Yaxi pads, KPH 30Is, and lastly, the Retrospekt. So I really only feel like I need to keep one of these, and I haven't decided quite which one yet. Either the KPH 40s or the KSC 75s with the Retrospekt band, but I gotta think about that, honestly. But anyway, let's say, you know, coming back in like a week here, let's say I'll do the giveaway. So, you know, be sure to subscribe, comment down below which ones you'd be interested in getting if you won. If you're in the US, I'll ship for free. If you're outside the US and you still want to enter, you can, but you got to foot this shipping bill, right? Because this is not sponsored by Koss or anything. This is all bought by me. All the shipping's going to be paid by me. So I'm happy to pay the shipping in the US. They're all really lightweight to get you, you know, a set of headphones that you can give a shot with. And yeah, as always, I think that's gonna do it. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here. You know, have you tried these, any version of these, all of these? What's your ranking of the Koss headphones you've tried? Drop that down below and give your reasons why, so some people can see a second opinion. I think that'd be really helpful to people. Thanks for watching. I will see you again for the giveaway announcement in about a week. Thanks again. See you later. Happy New Year.